So I'm working on a little change up in my wife's PC. I decided to pull out the G1 Sniper and go with a more reasonable board. So I'm just using a Gigabyte P67A. I'm actually changing the CPU as well. I had a 2500K in there before, and I'm going to be putting in a 2600K. This is an ancient sample board, so this is actually using the B2 chipset, which means I can only use the SATA 3 6 gigabit per second ports without them eventually dying, but that's fine because I'm only using a single SSD for the boot drive and then a SATA optical drive for this machine. And the only reason that I'm bringing this up is because, actually I'm just going to move this out of the way. It can sit over here with the other computers that are on this shelf. Got the motherboards going on, got another one sitting over there. Anyway, that can go there for now. Okay, so the reason I brought this up is because I'm going to be reconfiguring the airflow in this machine a little bit because it's been a little bit problematic. So, you know, she's like, yeah, I like the Arc Midi case, it's my favorite case, that's what I want my PC in, but she doesn't like this big dust thing going on here. So there's a filter on the front of the case, but you can see it accumulates quite a lot of dust. Not very attractive. Also, I've been having some problems with overall dust buildup inside the case as well, and what I realized is it's due to the negative airflow on the case. So while the intakes are filtered, so we can keep a lot of the dust out that way, it's still better to maintain positive air pressure inside the case. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to take this fan out entirely. So I'm not going to have any intake fans whatsoever. And then what I'm going to do, sorry. So I'm not going to have any intake fans in the front. So that'll mean that I won't have that ring of dust in the front. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn all of these around, and I'm going to use the ones at the top and the back as intakes. So what I'm hoping that will help me achieve is to have overall positive air pressure inside, which means that dust is less likely to get sucked in on little cracks in the case. And also, by having all the intakes higher up, I'm hoping that less dust will be brought in general because it won't be sitting right on the floor. So we'll see how this goes. So the purpose of this video was several fold. So number one was to talk about positive air pressure a little bit with respect to keeping dust out of your case. So you want to use filtered intakes and then have overall positive pressure inside the case so that it blows out the little cracks. Number two was because several of you had asked about my my wife's machine, so I figured I'd show you guys the finished build now that it's done. And number three was that since I was taking it apart anyway, because look at this color scheme, I mean, yeah, if you guys are wondering why I would have downgraded the motherboard, the reason is that this just doesn't go with the overall look of this particular case. So hold on, let me just blow out this so you can see the dust ring, right? Not really? No? Okay, well whatever, it's there. I wish I had compressed air, but I don't. We'll call that good enough. Okay, throw that on there, and now the properly finished build, now that the color scheme has been corrected. So I've got my special signature Linus edition RAM in there, which is blue and black, and then everything else, see there's a couple little blue accents. There's some blue accents on the heatsink of the heatsink, so the motherboard itself. And then other than that, we've got a black and gray and white sort of grayscale overall theme going on in here. All of these are just stock parts. I haven't done anything particularly special because, let's face it, it's important to me, but it's still not my machine. So yeah. Oh yeah, so these are all intakes, and then this CPU cooler doesn't need any kind of additional cooling since I swapped out the G1 Sniper 2, is it? What was it, a G1 Sniper 2? Something like that. Yeah, Sniper 2. I had to throw in a sound card, so that's just an older Osentech sound card, just because I don't have that awesome onboard audio anymore. So we can go ahead and close this up. Oh yeah, overall specs. So we got a 2600K, 8 gigs of Linus Edition RAM, P67 gigabyte board, MSI GTX 560 Hawk with the Twin Frozer 3 cooler. We've got a PC power and cooling silencer MK3 modular power supply, OCZ Agility 120 gig SSD. Did I say 2600K already? I'm not sure. Right, Thermaltake Silver Arrow heatsink. And then obviously all of that is in the Fractal Design Arc Midi. And mid-tower case. There we go. So it's time to put this back, and then I can have my computer back, because that is apparently how this works. When this computer is down, I forfeit the right to use mine. So thank you for checking out this little episode, and don't forget to subscribe to Linus Tech Tips for more unboxings, reviews, and other computer videos.